Lesson 52 is about mentally dividing decimal numbers by 10 and 100. And I enjoy these problems. I like it when I can mentally divide problems without having to show any work. And when you get good at these after practicing them, you'll be able to do that as well. Now our first problem says to divide. And we have 37 and 5/10 divided by 10. Now we're going to go through and we're going to show our work on this first step and see what kind of pattern we create. 37.5 divided by 10. So 37.5 broken into 10 equal parts. Okay, decimal point always comes straight up when we're taking a decimal number and dividing it by a whole number. So 10 is going to go into 37 3 times. We get 30 with 7 left over. Bring down the 5. 10 is going to go into 75 7 times. We get 70. Add a placeholder 0 in our hundredths spot and bring it straight down. 75 minus 70 was 5. Bring that 0 straight down. 10 goes into 50 5 times. We've got an answer of 3.75. Now I said earlier I really enjoy dividing decimal numbers by 10 and 100. You can see our answer, our quotient, is 3.75. Notice it's the exact same number we started with. All we did was move the decimal point over 1. So we went from 37.5 to 3.75. 10 has 1 0. So all we did was move the decimal point over 1. That will work whenever we divide by 10, 100, 1000. We just have to figure out how many zeros there are, and that will tell us how many spots to move the decimal point over to find our quotient. It works every time. 3.75 was our answer for this first problem. Let's look at another one. 3.75 divided by 100. Now we could go through the math on this one, or we could say there's 2 zeros here, so I'm going to have to move the decimal point over twice. If I move that decimal point over twice, I'm going to move it over once, and I'm going to move it over again, so I'm going to have to add a 0 as a placeholder there, and the decimal goes to the left of that. So our answer is going to be 0 as a placeholder in the 1 spot, 0.0375. Notice the decimal has just moved over twice because we're dividing by 100. This would be our quotient. And if we can find out this pattern, we can do any of this division mentally, and we don't even need to show any work. So let's look at another one. Let's say we have 21.97 divided by 10. How many spots would you move the decimal over in 21.97? Hopefully you said once, because we're dividing by 10, and that only has 1 0. So we move it over once to the left, we get an answer of 2.197. And we're all done. Let's do a final one. Let's say we have 3,143.96, and we're going to divide it by 1,000. If we do that, how many spots do we have to move the decimal to the left in our original problem? Hopefully you said 3, because 1,000 has 3 zeros. So we're going to move over 3, 1, 2, and 3 spots. You can see the new decimal point is going to be between the 3 and the 1. So we get an answer of 3.14396. And again, the answer to a division problem would be called our quotient. Let's box that answer so it's clear that we're all done. And we've got our answer. Hopefully you've got that pattern. If you have a question, please write it down. Our lesson practice will be on page 280. Make sure you've got your notes completed. Any questions that you have, bring them to the class. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice afternoon.